There we go. Charting and training call for December the 14th. I didn't start it again. I was getting ready to be all knee deep into this, and I had not started my call, started the recording, right? Okay, so I was looking at something and okay, so we got the weekly high here of 69.03, just above 6,900, and the weekly low of 68 and some change. Told you I felt like that 6,800 was gonna hold it. I didn't really want it to go as low as that because Lord, that was 20 something points below our strike price, which our guidelines say that when our strike is breached, we're supposed to exit. We're supposed to exit. It was 11 o'clock, and I was thinking we had time to recover, and we did. And SPX usually recovers, and it did. So I was using all of our historical experience to our benefit to say, okay, now, Lord, you did come on, SPX, do what you normally do, and come on back because you normally would come back. So act like you do usually, and come back. And it did. And it came back enough for us to it came back enough for us to get a little PDT hack out of it. But okay. I'm moving off of Friday. I made it. So I'm saying I made it. I survived. I survived. Okay, so but anyway, that was a weekly high. And the weekly low was that 68.01. It did go down there a couple of days actually, but it didn't close down there. It closed for the week at 68.27. I'm going to take this one off, but I want the weekly close. I'm going to clone the weekly close and bring it down to 68.27. Okay. Hold on, y'all. Okay. And then the weekly open, was that the open? Nope, that's the high. I'm gonna clone the weekly open and bring that up here. It was just above 68.75 was the weekly open. Okay. And the reason we put these on is because these weekly high, low, open, close will play support and resistance in the future. They will play those things in the future. There's another one here. I wonder if that got moved from before. That was a weekly chart. Wonder why that was not in the right place. Let's move it. Okay. Weekly. There we go. They're kind of close together there, right? Shows that they're kind of close together. Okay, so now let's go to the dailies. Oh, let's go look at the weeklies to make sure there's no gaps we need to mark before we move forward. Are there any gaps that we need to mark? Okay, we do have one down here in the 6600s area that is still on. It doesn't have to be marked again. It's still there. Okay, now we can go to the dailies. Let's go to the dailies. Okay, I feel like there's a little bit of a gap up here at the top that y'all see from Thursday to Friday. The Friday price didn't quite go to the top of this. Y'all see from Thursday to Friday, and you got to be real precise with this, right? Because this little price action here, SPX will come back to that. And if you don't have it marked on your gap on your chart, you'll miss it. All right. So it looks like it's from like 68.99 up to 69.01. There's a gap from Thursday to Friday. Remember, the gap is the close of one candle. Thursday closed up here, and Friday it went as high as 68.99.85. That's as high as it went. So our gap is going to, nope, our gap goes to that same place. Okay, y'all see that on your chart? Make sure you put these things on your chart. So that way, when we come back to it, when the price comes back to it, you have it marked. Okay, that's the gap I see from Thursday to Friday. I don't see any others down here except for the one we had marked from previous, which was 67.65 up to 67.83. Okay. We got a daily resistance at the top of that little gap at 6,900, which makes sense. That's a psychological number right in that weekly high area. That's a resistance zone there. Let me switch this to the line and see if anything jumps out at us. I need to turn off something else though, so it doesn't get in the way. Okay, well, where's the red thing? VWAP? It is, okay. I think we've hit all the high marks. There's one here in the 6812 area. What happened there? Oh, yep, right here. 6812 on December the 1st. There's a support area at the 6812 from December the 1st. Let's put that on here. Daily support and resistance. Okay. 6812 is daily support and resistance. All righty. I feel like there should be something in the 6833 area, but nope, it's not. All right. So there is that. That's what we got for our charts on SPX. Based on what we see, people, what do y'all think? What kind of direction do you think we'll see moving forward? Let me turn my moving averages back on. What are y'all's thoughts for next week?
Well, I'm looking at the daily, and that's a 322 reversal, and
Mm-hmm.
it hasn't been able to go up there and stay up there past, 69.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh three. Is that right? 69.03.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Maybe it's just gonna consolidate for the rest. I don't know.
You
I
see
mean, but
these
if
two
you look
green
at it,
things
it's
down
in
here?
a zone, right? It
Yep,
hasn't
it
gone.
is.
So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I guess we look for it to stay there, but we got to be prepared if it move out.
Mm-hmm. You see these two green areas too?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. These two greens are fair value gaps.
Okay.
So it may come down to try to fill these fair value gaps as well. It could do both because the fair value gap will play support. This Friday's candle came down into about half of this first. This is a 4-hour fair value gap. It came into about half of it,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not filled. And then so this bottom one goes all the way down into the 67s.
Yeah, that's all. Is that the top one is a 4 hour?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, I believe that's what that says. Mm-hmm. So it could come down and try to do that would be a drop into the 6700s, but ain't like SPX can't do it because we know that it can.
I do have a question about
Mm-hmm.
Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, um, around it started dropping around 11, and then it
Mm-hmm.
partly recovered, right? And then, I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
came down and went back up. And of course, hindsight is 2020. I'm like, you should have got out when it went up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I guess my question is, what was there to tell me besides the fact that we was breached? Should I be looking at the fair value gap or VWAP? Excuse me.
To tell you which? To tell you what?
What? What? Why didn't get out? When should I
Why
have
didn't you get
gotten out?
out?
When should I
When?
have gotten out? I mean,
Okay.
I know
At
why I
first?
didn't get out, but when
Right,
should
right,
I
right.
have gotten out?
At first, when should you have gotten out? Or after it went up, when should you have gotten out? Initially or after it went up? Which one are you
Okay,
asking
yeah.
about?
After it went up, I'm like, okay, it's gonna go up there and stay up there. I wasn't
Hmm.
breached anymore, right?
Right.
So wait, when they did these, what's this, the three candles going down? That's when I should have said, "Oh no, get out."
So when it rejected off VWAP,
Oh, okay, I didn't see that.
that was my indication to PDT Hackett, even though um I knew we were going to take a smaller loss, which I was okay with that. But I was watching here, I think I might have put something in the chat that says it's at VWAP right now. If it had gone on through VWAP, then I would have left it on a little longer. But when it started rejecting at VWAP, I figured we were going to have problems.
Okay, I did
So
not
that
see
was
that.
our indication when it
And I don't,
rejected
I
VWAP.
remember seeing that in the thread. I don't know, I missed that, but
Hmm. I think I
um,
said something like it's at VWAP now or something like that.
okay,
Hmm. Yep, I think I said something along the lines of it's at VWAP.
okay. So when it rejected VWAP, that should have been my sign. We are
That
not
was a
going
sign.
stay up here.
Yes, that was a
Okay,
sign because if it had gone through VWAP, of course, it would have kept going up this way. That would have been great. But then when it started rejecting off here, especially this 2-2 reversal basically is a reversal, a
right.
reversal combo. Basically says I'm going back down. And we didn't know what it was going to do after this. And I knew for me, I personally could not take any more emotional roller coaster. I had roller coastered out.
Yeah.
So when I
You,
saw that
yours
reject off
yours
VWAP, I
was
knew we just needed to be gone and I could add on as we went because I just couldn't do anymore.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, that's where we should have. And then our wicks here at the bottom did give us a little information and let us know it was trying to go back up. That's really kind of gave me a little encouragement that it was trying to turn. That's why I was able to hold on there, even though we were breached. It was kind of lingering in the area for a while. And then once it came back up, I was like, okay, this is good. This is good. But then when we got to VWAP, I knew I was waiting to see what would happen when we got to VWAP. And it couldn't hold there, so it rejected it. Okay. Remember, we've talked about a few times that it's not our entry that it is or it's not necessarily our entry that causes us issues. It is the management time in the middle where we have problems. So this is that's a very good question that you asked. What honestly, where should we have gotten out? Which was the beginning. We should have gotten out earlier, but since we were there and it's riding, I knew we had some time and we had time in the day. I tried to give it time to ride out. But our trading plan does say that we exit when we're breached, but um I was definitely hard headed on that one on Friday. Delisha asked if we had a gap on the 25th. That was your question. I do see. Is there a small gap back on the 25th? I see the gap on the 26th from the 25th to the 26th right here. I have that one marked between the 25th and the 26th. Is that the one you're asking about? If
It,
so, then yes.
yes. Okay. All right.
Uh-huh. Yep. There's one between the close of the 25th, and the open of the 26th below the wick. Mm-hmm. Okay. All righty. So that's SPX. Based on what we see, as I said, I believe we've got two options for Monday. We've got either well, not Monday, next week or whatever. There's 2 fair value gaps below here. Price will want to fill those gaps because, there's places where there's 4-hour fair value gaps. If we were to switch to the 4-hour chart, it will be a little easier to see them. Price is going to want to fill them. Does that happen all at once or in short order? Maybe. You see, these 4-hour fair value gaps were created back in November. So it doesn't mean that they get filled now. Here we are in the middle of December. Maybe not, but they're there. Price has been, but like Tanya was saying, price has been really kind of consolidating in this zone from the low of like 68, between 68 and 6,900. It's been there now for 2 or 3 weeks, right? We've been there since the end of November, in between 68 and 6,900. What happens next remains to be seen.
All right, Alyssa, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
All is well. And I was also thinking that because of the tech sector has been losing ground,
Mm-hmm.
that it's gonna come down. So I've been cautious that I'm gonna wait and we'll watch, trade what you
Mm-hmm.
see. I'm thinking it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna go down
Mm-hmm.
because of technology. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm. That's good. This is a 2-2 reversal, a 3-2-2 reversal. This is a bearish combo. If you're looking at combos, this is a bearish strat pattern. Says this is a reversal. And it closed below the bottom of this. This would have been when we talk about our strat entries, right? Our strat entry, the passing the bottom of this candle, this is the entry. That's the entry going down. That's strat all day. Once it passed the bottom of that candle, that's entry. And the entry goes to the target. The first target was this well, actually you got this is target 1, the candle that was there, and then target 2 was over here. Actually, it's hit a few targets. It hit up several of those targets on Friday, and then this would have been target 3. It didn't quite get to target 3, but that's target 3, and target 4 is the bottom of this candle over here. And then target 5 would be the closing of that gap, because the gap is just below there. So it hit target 1. Friday's price action hit target 1 and hit target 2. Didn't quite get to target 3 and 4, but that's a strat pattern. And tech definitely is weaker. But as usual, day to day, we come in and we look at what's there and we trade what's there, right? We can have an idea of what we think may happen, but we trade what does happen, not what we think is going to happen. But you can have an idea of what you're looking for, but don't be so married to the idea that if something else triggers that you can't make a move based on, because you think something's going to happen. All right, let's go look at IWM. IWM. I had to close IWM. I actually was so busy watching SPX that I was not looking at IWM the other day. And then when I finally looked at it, it was middle of the day or earlier in the day, but the price had come down to like 255. And I had 255, 256 as a put credit spread on Friday. And then I closed it at like 60, which was 3x, a 3x stop loss for me. I closed it. It was kind of recover a little bit, but then I closed it, which I'm glad I did, because after that it started falling off. It closed at 253. That would have been a total breach if I had left it. I think I put a note in the chat that said I'm closing this IWM 1DTE. But again, we were so busy watching. Watching SPX and praying for its recovery, praying for it to come out of ICU that we couldn't go watch nobody else. That is not how I want to trade. That was a level of stress I was not trying to have on Friday. But that's but we also know that Fridays are bananas, and that's not where we want to be on Fridays, Lord. Okay. IWM. The high, it's hanging out at 258, and it's not been able to that's the highest it's been in a while. Weekly support resistance. Yeah, that's the highest IWM has been. But you see, it's just been on a constant small cap. It's just been moving on up. Just been moving on up. When it hit its support down at 229, it's just been steady moving up since then. It's pulled back just a little bit since then. But small cap, I guess, is where people are putting their money in the midst of all the other things going on. They're putting money in small cap. Let me turn off these fair value gaps. See if we got any support and resistance we need to mark or any gaps. Do we see any gaps? Any gaps? I got one here in the 245 range. Let me change this to a little bit darker. There we go. A little bit of a gap there. And there's a small one down here in the 239 area. IWM is our 1 DTE, baby. I also use for IWM, I use that 3X. I use the 3X stop loss. What I mean by that is if I take in $15, then 3X is 45. So my stop loss then is 45. Right? If I take in 15, the stop loss is 45. That's the way I work with IWM. If I take in 15 in premiums, then the stop loss is 45. If I take in 10 in premiums, right? If you take in 10 in premiums, then the stop loss is 30. On Friday, I had taken in 22 or something like that, which in itself let you know it was going to be a little riskier because that's a high premium for that. And I end up closing it at like 62 on Friday. But that's how I work the stop loss on IWM on the 1 DTE. It pays when it pays, but when it's not doing what you want it to do, don't hang around. We don't have any reason to hang around. Okay? You don't have no reason. We don't have any reason, okay? Okay. Questions about that? Okay. Let's make sure that we're following that you have guidelines and you're following them for our entries and our exits, Lord, our entries and our exits. Our entries and our exits. Okay, so what I decided to put in place or thought for our, and y'all tell me what you think. What I decided to put in place for our early morning trade is, first of all, I'm looking to see that we get in on the proper direction. Where did I put? Did I save those notes that we had? I hope I didn't delete our little notes because we had notes from last week.
You mean for December's goals?
No, the ones for our 939.45, our 939.45 trade entry stuff. I'll see if I can get Word open. But while Word is trying to open up, there it is. I was thinking that the minimum we want to take in for those trades is $30 for that 939.45. The minimum we want to take in on any particular side is $30. I have been waiting until like 9:45-ish before entry though too. I've been watching and I've been using VWAP on like a 2-minute time frame so that I get a little better view of what price is actually doing. So I'm going to show you what that looks like, what that's been looking like for me. I'm going to go to like a 2-minute chart and I'm going to show you what Friday looked like. If we're on VWAP on a shorter time, a smaller time frame, kind of get there, which is why that made me enter on the call credit spread side first. Oh, come on, didn't mean to go that far. There we go. So yeah, this is the 2-minute chart here. It ran up a little bit, showed us a little bit of wicking. This is the 3840 area. I was on the 2-minute chart. So this is what made me do the call credit spread side first. But I think that put credit, I had to enter that put credit spread before this because this right here would have let me know. But then y'all remember me saying on Friday, 68.25 still feels so far away. Y'all remember me saying that? I was like, it feels so far away, and it didn't feel so far away after all this foolery. It felt like it was so far away, but then once it started falling, it was like Tanya would say, look out below. Next thing I looked up, it was at 68.31. I was like, how did we get here? How did we get to 68.31? I did see it earlier. I almost bailed out around this time, but I think if the price was down like $100, which really would have been a good time to get out because we could have made up the money easier versus worrying about it the rest of the time. So that's my thought. First of all, my first plan of action is to not take in any less than minimum of $30 in premiums. That's the first thing. Taking in a minimum of $30 in premiums. Maybe I deleted that because it's not here. I put a little graphic of it in our chat. And then the other piece to that is with a minimum of $30 in premium, right? Then the stop loss has to be at the most a 3x. Has to be a 3x stop loss. And a 3x stop loss, if you take in a minimum of 30, a 3x stop loss is $90, right? So if the premium gets to 90, then you exit that trade, which a 3x stop loss ends up being negative 60, a negative $60 loss. Well, making up $60 of premiums is not difficult. Another trade for us makes up $60, right? So that's not a hard thing to do. But I went back and did some back testing to see like how much price movement needs to happen in order for us to be at a 3x. Because I don't want to put a stop loss on that is so tight that it's always going to be hit on just any given day, right? How much movement of the price action is needed for you to get to a 3x stop loss? And it looks like price moves. Looks like about $30 or 30 points gives you a 3x. That's what it looks like. A price movement of $30 against you gives you a 3x. So like when we entered at 68.80 something, it was 3x breach at 68.50. Does that make sense? I entered at 68 in the 68.80 range, and it was around 68.50 something where it was worth 3 times as much.
That don't feel like enough room for SPX to move.
So now on that particular day, on Friday, it definitely wasn't, but it's enough, but it was good to get you out. So let's look at what would be like a Thursday. If we looked at something like Thursday though. So like if we're looking from an example standpoint from Thursday, right? If you were getting in 68.60, depending on how you were getting in around here, if you were getting in with the call credit spread first, depending on how you were doing the put, this is about that's about a 30-point move there too. And then then the timing, see the other piece then would be that then you almost need to do one side and then wait to see what the other side does. You almost can't do both sides of that entry at the same time. Where we in the past have looked at the 10 delta on both sides. But then if you were doing this, if you were doing it, because you would end up here and then down below, but then how much of that? It would depend. I think it would depend on what was your strike price that you put on. I don't know. It may be something we'll have to. We're still in a trial. Delisha said, I'm not sure if I'm looking at this correctly, but I think SPX will try and fill that small gap on the week, 670.76. Well, probably, yeah. I think we'll have to remember that we're still in a trial on that 10 delta strategy. We'll have to definitely keep treating it like a trial because that's what it is. It's not a full-blown strategy yet. It's still a trial. But I do want us to we will have to put in some parameters here for the entry and the exit. I'm thinking too, the entry would have to be, maybe we enter one side at a time. Like in this case, if we were going with this, now this one would have been, you could almost get the 11:45, 9:45 would have been around here. So if you weren't entering until 9:45, if we didn't enter till 9:45, right? Let's look at the back testing. If we didn't enter until 9:45 on Thursday, then you would enter around here. So you would see that there was some action happening around VWAP to decide which were you going to do. Right? That's 9:45. So maybe that's another key to, I think Julie had asked about that a week or so ago about waiting till after 9:45. That's something that maybe, I know I have added that to when as I've been looking at it, I've added that 9:45, looking to see VWAP until about 9:45 before entering, just really watched it. 9:45 puts us around in here. That Wednesday didn't do too much of nothing, even after, well, jumped a lot after, but we wouldn't have done Wednesday anyway because it was an FOMC day. Tuesday looking at 9:45. Price stayed above VWAP. So a put credit spread. Your price danced around VWAP. It stayed above VWAP all day though. That was Tuesday. Okay, so well before initially we talked about entering close to 9:30. I think our discussion now has to be the waiting till 9:45 so we can see with what kind of direction we're talking about. Like on Monday, it stayed below VWAP. Okay. And of course, I'll be continuing to lean into our reversals and our opening range breakouts. Those work for us. 9:45 is in this window, so it would have just been around VWAP right there. What are y'all's thoughts on that 9:30, 9:45 strategy? Like, how did you feel doing it this week?
I I like the opening range breakout and reversal better.
Yeah,
Because I feel like I have a better chance of getting the PDT hack.
yeah,
And as well, like you said, that was a lot of stress for
yeah,
$30.
yeah, yeah.
But I was busy Friday and couldn't watch it.
Mhm,
So I thought, well, which is why I missed the drop because I couldn't watch it. And I thought,
mhm,
well, I'll do the 9:30 trade. I'm far enough away, I'll be fine.
yeah,
And that was not the case.
yeah. It almost would have been better for your emotions not to watch it.
Right. So I probably should have just not gotten in because I knew I couldn't watch it. But I thought, oh, 10 Delta, we'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. But I think it definitely, but my thought as was Friday, this is way too much stress for $15, for $30 or whatever amount of money you got. It was
Yeah.
far too much stress for that. It was no. And there was like no control of that. When we're looking at opening range breakout, we see what happens and we respond based on what we see. When we have reversals, we see what happens and we respond based on what we see. That whole 9:30, 9:45, you're not really doing that based on what you see. You're kind of doing that based on what you'd like to see. And
Yeah, exactly. And
yeah, and
yes,
yeah,
you're
and
right.
that's not really how we're training ourselves to trade.
You're right.
Yeah. So those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts for us as we go. I will still probably look at it each day as a trial, still trying to try out the strategy, but it won't be our primary. I thought it might be a good one I could use in addition to our others on in the copy trading, but yeah, no. Yeah, no, cause that whole drawdown, it drew down way. Cause when I told my husband, I was like, "Yeah, it drew down." He's like, "Yeah, a drawdown like a lot." I was like, "Yeah, we were down like $300." He was like, "At one in one trade." I was like, "Yeah, don't say it like that." Yeah, that. He's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, okay. You'll do something different. It's almost like he understands enough, but not enough, but he understands enough to say, yeah, you'll do something different.
Wait, wait, don't tell her what Max loss is.
Oh, well, you mean we could lose that much? Yeah, 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 we could. So, yeah, that ain't what we're supposed to be doing. So yeah, I'm sure I'll stick with stuff I can see and then execute, which is where our strength is. That's where our strength is executing after we see. That's how we do that, right?
I am glad I only had one contract on Friday because I'd previously had three. And I
Mm,
listened to your suggestion in one of the
mm,
calls. You said you should
mm,
only do one contract because I had
mm.
$20 premium and my PDT hack did not take.
Oh wow. Yeah, it's good that you only had one. It ended up being fine though at the end of the day, but you didn't know
Yes.
that's all day worth of you did not know it was gonna be fine. And it ended up being fine by $2. So who knew that? It was rough. It was rough. Yeah. Turned out okay, but boy. And then I had to call Peakbot because the price was moving around so much. I had to call them. I said, and after I did the PDT hack, I sent them a message like, did everybody's PDT hack fail? And they had to go look to see. And I was like, because right after that, the price started falling. And I didn't know it was gonna recover or how the recovery. And then I kept seeing it fall and fall. And I was like, please don't tell me there are some people who didn't get the feel of the PDT hack, and everybody had field. So we're grateful that Tradier feels fast. It's quick because y'all already know that Thinkorswim does not feel fast, but Tradier everybody filled at the price I had, so that nobody was still in there riding through the drops and hoping for a recovery. But the copy trading had filled everybody because that was my concern, was that I had filled and a bunch of people had filled, but not everybody had filled. I was like, that is no, 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 no. I don't want that. I don't want anybody who didn't get filled to still be in a trade that most of us are out of. So, um, yeah, there was that. There was that. So yeah, but yeah, I'll switch the copy trading and us back to. I still may call out the trial trade in the morning and call it just what it is, a trial trade, and then everybody gets to decide what they want to do. But I also feel like I may just do one side versus both, because we know SPX can move in two directions. Maybe we just do one side, and then after a reversal, which is something we do see, that is when after a reversal, then you get way low under a reversal number, something like that. Um, and
I like that.
that could give you a wide iron condor after we've seen something that lets us know it's turning around. Yeah, I like that idea too. Yeah,
I feel like every time we do a new strategy, SPX is like, let me show you how it doesn't work.
right.
We sat here and back tested months last week, right? And then SPX, let me show you how that works for you. Like,
Yeah,
gee,
yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
You're right.
It's like, don't try this at home.
yeah. I was sitting there with the 20 wide spread, 68, 20, 6,800 with my mouth open. I'm like, what do I do?
Right. What do you do? What do you do? You just like, and when you're looking at it at 6880, like there's no way it's going. This is like 6800 was literally like a 5 delta from in the morning. That literally was like a 5 delta strike. It was nothing down there.
Yeah.
And then at the 68 2025, literally that was a $15 spread. That's how far away it was. It paid $15 when we entered it. And in less than an hour, that was a $250 spread. Like, how did you get down here so fast?
Crazy.
And then it got out, and then it was like, then I got to the place where I was like, there's no way I can shut this off now. Because if I shut it off, because I had strong inclination that it was going to recover. And I said, if I shut it off now, then I've literally got to spend the rest of today trying to recover this for everybody, not just me. And it's going to take more contracts then I'm going to want to spend on the people who are trading, because I could recover the money, but I'm going to have to recover this money with 4 or 6 contracts. It's going to take me multiple contracts. So this is not going to be a 1 contract, 2 contract recovery. We're going to have to put some weight behind this in order to recover $250 of a loss, right? It can be done, but it's not going to be comfortable for any. And some people are not going to feel, because some people had like $2,000 or $2,500 in their account. If I go putting in trades for 3 and 4 and 5 contracts, some people are not going to feel at all. So it's like, I can onesie it, but again, people are going to feel so far, and then they're going to stop feeling because they're just not going to have the money. The money's just not there. So I was like, okay, so I just got to breathe through it. I got to breathe and pray through it just because I believe it's going to recover, but I've just got to sit through this while it does. And boy, and then, but it was a quick lesson. The Lord was like, yep, let me help you real fast to figure out what you're not going to do in this copy trading account. Because I very clearly was like, okay, I'm going to put on some nice boundaries. This is a nice conservative account. We're not being risky over here. And I came in, I wasn't even trying to be risky on Friday. I wasn't even trying to be all aggressive. This was me being conservative.
I
But
for sure thought we were going to take a loss. And to come out with $75, I thought we were
Yeah.
billionaires. I was
yeah.
like, "Ooh."
Unless I got the juice. Unless I got the juice. I thought we were going to take a loss too. But I was like, Lord, I can't take a loss on the first day. You know, that's what I sat here. That's why y'all saw my mic was off. I literally was here with Alexa on 10, screaming. And I was screaming. I was like singing along with the worship music and praying and just singing. And I just was here. I was here at the computer. And then I walked away and went and got coffee and walked around in my kitchen a few times and, paced a little bit, wrote some notes and just did all the things and tried to stay calm on the inside. But I was like, Lord, I don't want to take a loss on the first day. I don't want to take a loss on the first day. And I believe you're going to do what you can do. I don't want to take a loss on the first day. I don't want to take a loss. So do something with SPX because I don't want to take a loss on the first day. Yeah. So then when it was down low, I was like, well, let me get another trade while it's down here. Let me go ahead and get a trade down here. That'll take up some of the money because I knew if it recovered, I was getting out of that trade. If we could break even or get a little bit of a loss, that trade was gonna be over. I was not riding that one all the way unless I was sure that we weren't coming back to 25. So I knew that one was gonna be gone. And I said, well, let me get something else underneath here while we're down in the druthers, because I really felt like 6,800 was going to be a support. So let me get something underneath there, took in our other $80 and said, let's go. And when we started climbing up, I was like, okay, this feels better. Then it hit VWAP. I was like, I knew when VWAP started rejecting, I was like, yep, this right here is going to fall some more. I didn't expect it to go back where it came from though. But by then we were out, and I don't know. I told you all, I thought about this after. I told you all it was at VWAP, but I'm not sure if I told you all I was getting out. I think I just exited in Tradier, but I don't know if I said to the membership that we were getting out. I don't know if I ever said that. Does anybody remember me saying
I did not see that.
I don't think I said it. I don't think I said, let's go. I think we just went. I think the copy trading account just went, but I don't think I ever said, let's go.
And the put credit spread, we talked about it on the call, but I don't remember seeing it posted.
I thought I put that in there though. I thought I did that. I was pretty sure I put that in the school. I can look and see, but I was pretty sure I did. I think it might have been a little later than I actually did it, but yeah, see, I put it here, 67, 70, 75. Put credit spread for $80. Yeah, it's there.
No, I meant the one from this morning. I mean, from in the morning, the 10 Delta. So when we were on the call, I thought you had discussed it, but maybe I was hearing stuff because I was multitasking.
I did discuss it, but I don't. Well, maybe it's good that you didn't get into it.
No, I
But you
did. That's
did,
how I
though.
got.
But I did though.
I did.
I don't think it's not
That's
here.
why I
You're
sent
right.
you a message, and I'm like, "Are we getting out?
Yeah, it's not here.
Help me! I'm drowning here."
I'm driving. Yeah, it's not here. Just the call credit spreads are here. Well, that's probably good that I didn't put it there. I did talk about it on the call though. I think I put it in the Telegram group, though. I did put it. I'm pretty sure I put it in here. I typed it somewhere. I put it somewhere. I didn't put it in school. Yeah, watching alert in school. Yep, CCS. Janae said she was in NOLA. Maybe I didn't because I don't see it here either. Maybe we just talked about it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Julie
felt
said,
like
Susan,
I was drowning alone.
you like, I'm all by myself. No, we were all drowning. As far as that went, I was definitely drowning too. Definitely drowning too.
I was in
Okay.
68, 50, 55. I was beyond drowning.
Oh yeah, you were drowning.
I was done.
Yeah, yeah, you could have, I guess you could have PDT hacked that one for a pretty decent money, huh?
I no, I had to PDT hack it. No, I was in 68, 50, 55 call credit spread. No,
Oh, okay,
no,
okay, okay.
sorry, put credit spread. So I was in
Uh-huh.
loss. So I
Uh-huh.
ended up just finally getting out for, I think like 450 or 470 for
Mm-hmm.
three contracts.
Uh-huh.
Not PDT hacking, closing it. So I lost
Closing
like,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I took a big loss on three
Yeah.
contracts. But
Yeah.
then I somehow made it back with 500 trades. So
Uh-huh.
break even felt good.
Yeah. Break even. We'll take it. We'll take it. Anybody got any questions? Friday was what did Tanya say that SPX definitely humbles us? It definitely reminds us that she reminds us that, she's the queen bee and the rest of us is just hoping for, to be in her court.
I got a
We're just hoping to be in
question.
her court. Yes, ma'am.
Towards the end of the day, like at the very, very end of the day, I was trying to
Mm-hmm.
be able to make some money, but
Mm-hmm.
because of VWAP and the way it was looking, I just didn't see an opportunity. I just want
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that I was doing the right assessment.
Mm-hmm. So now what you would look at, and sometimes that's tough for me too, because when you get to the end of the day, you already know that from 3:30 to 4 o'clock it's gonna go ballistic. So you're trying to be wise about what you're gonna pick, but you almost gotta be so strategic with what talk about being you like like a scalpel. It's gotta be so close. So generally VWAP is a place that you can use for your support or resistance. Notice I said generally, but by the time it had rejected off of VWAP, you can still use VWAP, excuse me, you can still use VWAP going down as your resistance. You can find, some strike above VWAP as your spot. That's one thing you can do. But that may feel far away because especially here, you're down in the 20 something and VWAP is in the 30. So maybe that's a place you could have gotten, call credit spreads above VWAP. That would have been one thing. And Magic 8 Ball was calling call credit spreads all day. So if you were calling, using Magic 8 Ball, that would have been a thing. The other thing you have is there are some strat combos. Like there's a strat combo here. This is a 2-2 reversal, right? This is a 2-2 reversal. You could have got a put credit spread under here. Now that would have felt uncomfortable when this dropped here. That definitely would have felt uncomfortable when you got this drop here. So you could have waited if you would have wanted to wait into power hour and traded that reversal because that's a pair of tweezers, right? Or when you saw this is a 1-3, this is another strat combo. This is a call credit spread. If you wanted to get closer, you're using your strat combos to help you. It's another set of tweezers. It's a 1. This is a 1 candle, and we don't do anything on a 1 candle, but once the 1 breaks, if it breaks to the downside, which this one did, then that's your entry with a call credit spread above those two, right? So there was a few things. If that means you got to kind of have a decent command of what's happening with strat combos. But this is a 2-2 reversal here. That was to the upside. So you would have gotten a put credit spread underneath there. And then this went basically back up and then back down. And so you would have gotten a call. You could have gotten a call credit spread above there. These are just, you could have done both of those, or you could have done one or the other. And then you got the put credit spread. maybe you would have wanted to be on a higher time frame, because sometimes the smaller time frames to me can offer quote unquote false signals. So if you were on the 30-minute time frame,
If it's like
right?
if it's 30 minutes before the market closes,
Okay,
which
if you're 30
Right.
minutes before the market, so you're in the short time, you're a short timer, right? So if you're in the last 30 minutes, I would be on the 15-minute and the 5-minute, right? I would go into the 15-minute chart, because you got here, like I showed you, you've got these are the last few candles. This is a 15. So you've got a put credit spread right here. You could have entered below there. That's your
okay, yeah.
2-2 reversal going back up, something below that 68.20. It would have let you know there. You could have done that. And if you wanted to, you could have still used this as indication that it probably wasn't going to close above there. That would have been scary because price was coming back towards you. You also could have flipped to a shorter time frame and put it on the 5-minute chart, depending on how close you actually were when you were starting to enter. But this gave you that. This is the same entry point. If you're on the 5-minute chart, this is a clear reversal here. This is at 335. This was a good entry going back to the upside, right? And then again, you're looking. This is the same information, just on a smaller time frame. Above that would have been your call credit spread, and below this would have been your put credit spread. So this is where you're using the chart to help you make decisions. Not, you can incorporate things like delta and other things too, but I feel like it's even safer really to let the chart guide versus the deltas and probability have the money. Those things are great to like add confluence, but this price action, these charts are going to give you what you're looking for.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Now just and I know it seems like you got a lot of consternation because in that 315, 330, you got to you almost have to hit the button and close your eyes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
You have to hit the button and walk away, like,
And
because
tighten your butt cheeks.
oh yes, that too, that too, because
That's the problem. Like I was looking at that 30-35 and I'm like, oh
ooh,
my God, I can't do it. I
ooh,
can't do it.
ooh, yes, and I've seen it come where it was like right there, and it's worth like 110, and I'm like, I can just hit it right now, and then you take too
Yeah.
long, and you know it's worth 25, and you're like, I should have hit it. Yeah, so yeah, I've been there too. It's always easy to see it after the fact, but
Well, what was even worse was that at that time I was looking at doing the 50-55, which
mm,
just before 12, I had bought to close it at a loss. And
Yeah,
that
you
was
definitely
what
want
was
to
going
go
to get
back
me
to
some
those.
money. Yeah.
Yeah, Janae told me I can't go back into the same. Janae told me I can't go back into the same strikes that I closed for a loss. She fussed at me one day. She's like, "Enough of that, Coach. You going back to the same strike that you closed for a loss?" I was like, "But no, I think it's gonna be fine." Ah,
I
I have one
really thought
sometimes
it
they're
was
question.
going to
fine,
be
sometimes
fine,
they're
but
not.
that fact was what prevented me from doing it. I was so
Yeah,
scared.
yeah, yeah. I get it. I get it. And sometimes when it's done, you just have to walk away and be done with it. Rajiv, was that you asking a question?
Yeah, I have a question on PDT hack. Yeah, if I'm going to do a PDT hack for say $40 to lock in $40, do I have to wait for the $40 profit to be reached, or I can do the hack before that?
You can set the hack whenever you want and put in the number you want and then wait for it to reach, right?
I see.
But you can wait till it reaches and then set the hack, but you can always set the hack whenever you want. I mean, if you know that's what you want, you can set it and just let it work until it hits it.
Okay. And another question: if I say make a PDT hack for $40, and because the price is fluctuating throughout the day, at the end of the day, will I get 40, or it can be less also?
If both trades fail, you're getting $40. Okay, so if you
Uh,
put on the PDT hack, when at the end of the day you're getting $40.
so how will you know if both trades have filled?
Say again.
How will I know if both the trades have filled?
If they're on, once you if it's no longer working and it's in the field file, then it's filled.
I see.
You know,
Okay.
you're saying you see. Do you really see? Do you really see, or you just saying that?
No, I think means I have to see if both the trades have reached end
Are
almost.
they
I mean,
in the field orders? If you're looking, if you're in Thinkorswim, they need to both be in field.
I see.
Okay, so
So
once they're filled, then that means they're both on. If it's working, that means it's doing just that. It's working,
no, if
right?
both are filled, then the profit that you lock, you are going to get it. Or
Yes,
I
yes,
see. Okay.
yes.
Okay.
You actually
Okay.
get it right away. You're not gonna get it. You've gotten it already. Because when you enter as a seller, you get the money right away.
I see. Okay.
Yep,
Thank you.
yep. We got some new folks. Did I pick that knot here? Oh my goodness, I did not mean to put Kevin with no shirt on. I was moving stuff around. Anybody else who is new here have any questions? I hope that those of you who are new have gone through your the checklist, and you're looking at some of the videos that are there, because you see that we use Gamma inside of our Telegram. Hopefully everybody is also in the Telegram group. Let me go grab it and move us over. Hopefully you see that we're in the Telegram group and you see things like these Gamma charts. If you're not sure what these are, what are we doing with these and what do they mean, there's a video, these right here. There's a video that I've recorded that tells you how do we use. It's literally called How to Use and Read Gamma. We use this to help give us direction as to, guidance, I guess you can call it, on where we think price is going to go. This is what we use to tell us where we think price is going to go. Like this right here, this cloud behind 6805 at 1 in the afternoon was telling that there was a lot of put volume in that area. And what did price do? Went right on down there to see what was happening in the 6800 area. Right? These numbers come from Magic 8 Ball, and Magic 8 Ball, I believe, is listed inside of that checklist as well. Magic 8 Ball is a service that we subscribe to. It is $25 a month. It's where we can see Gamma, we can see the Magic 8 Ball suggested trades. We don't really take as many of the suggested trades really anymore like we used to. There's that 930 strategy, but we use it for Gamma. Definitely use it for Gamma. So if you really want to be able to see that Gamma all the time on your own, there it is. If you want to be able to see Gamma the whole day, be able to see it every 5 minutes like we can, then it's in here on Magic 8 Ball under Gamma Flow. And we can see this chart. It comes out every 5 minutes on SPX. Okay, and it gives us, to me, it gives us direction as to where price may be going. What is it going to try to do? Where is it trying to go? See how that big red down here stayed down there almost all day. You just wanted to be ugly on Friday. SPX did not want to cooperate on Friday. Look at that, 11:30. It was right down in once that big red showed up down there at 10:55, it started getting bigger and bigger. Y'all see that? Started getting bigger and bigger. 10:55, it was there, 6,800. And then 11 o'clock, it got to be monster. Like, what are you doing? 6,800, let you know right then it was trying to go down there.
So, hey, Coach.
Hey, girly.
So Friday was, if
Don't take
I'm
us
not
back to the bad memories.
mistaken, I know, you and I can write a book on Friday. This don't make no sense. But if I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw Friday's high went to 6899. Is that correct?
It
I
did
didn't get
go
to
up there, yeah.
track. Yeah, I didn't get to track like I know, I was, and so but I still want to keep my notes only because it threw me off to be
I
like, wait
think
a
it,
minute, how we so high, right? Um, so it did go to 6899, and then it just, so it went to 6899 first and then descended.
yes.
Okay, okay. I missed the high because I did want to be a part of the, your Friday cohort of taking the trade on Friday, but it just didn't work
Mhm,
out. But
mhm.
your call in the morning was dope. I definitely
Yes,
I
that was
listened to
fine.
it. Yes, your call, your YouTube call was all of that.
Oh, that call, like the call credit spread. But yes, the YouTube
I
call
was
was
talking about,
good.
no, your YouTube, your call before we got started
Yeah,
was very good. You know,
good.
so I listened to that, but I missed that we went that high first and
Yep.
then literally dropped. So technically, we did what, 90 points, 80, at least
Mm,
85 points.
more than that, it went down. It's like 68,
I don't think it went to
6802,
10. Did it go?
6802.
Oh, it went to 02. Okay.
Yes, child. We watched every second. Every
Okay.
second. We felt every second of it. I did. I'm not sure if
And
everybody
then
else
I
did.
didn't pay attention because I was just focused on Oracle. But I think Avgo or Broadcom also fell, which also helped trigger this down because,
Hmm.
again, I was saying that, if Oracle kind of misses the mark, we're going to fall. But Broadcom's in just about everything too. And so if
Hmm.
Broadcom is
Okay, wait.
falling,
I got a question.
yes, they're falling.
Why did you think Oracle was gonna make the market drop? Because when I went looking for news, that was the only thing I saw was Oracle. And I'm like, Oracle is gonna make the whole entire market drop. It's not Nvidia.
It's not NVIDIA, but Oracle is a part of the AI bubble infrastructure and all of that. And Oracle is a part of Open AI. And that is validating Ellison, and Ellison is with who? The White House. So it's bigger than us, but from that perspective, it carries a lot of weight. And then who is Ellison trying to buy? They're the other competitors from Netflix. So it has tentacles and they're huge. So if Oracle's falling, which is what I was saying earlier in the week, I said if Oracle fall, it's going to say something because yes, Nvidia is the chip maker, but there are other pieces and parts. Like I said, Broadcom. Broadcom is literally in most of these other companies as well. If Broadcom falls, these are the people holding the other things up. So I missed the news that Broadcom fell Thursday because I wasn't paying attention to earnings after Oracle, but Broadcom fell, and hence that's another part of the fall on Friday because I didn't understand. I was like, why are we falling? But Broadcom fell in terms of their earnings. So yeah, I mean, yes, Nvidia is the market maker, don't get me wrong, but again, a lot of other people, Google's a good example. There are other players. Oracle doesn't have, I mean, Google doesn't have to buy from Nvidia because Google's doing it themselves. So other players are now trying to do for themselves. And so it's bigger than it's but these are the conglomerates. These are the conglomerates. And that's why it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So it eventually we feel it. Not to say that these companies are bad. It's just that it's too much right now. And but on bump, that's why. But I missed that. I missed the Broadcom earnings, and I didn't catch it just right away. So that's why we started also falling. So yeah.
So yeah, we talked about tech being a little weak at this point. I think Will mentioned that as well. And then where do we go from here? After here, we've got a couple of fair value gaps underneath where we are. Got a gap down here. We'll see what this is definitely a selling setup. See what happens. Let's see what happens. Where is SPX 500 right now?
Yes, where are we?
Where are we? SPX is at 68. Sorry. It's at 68.31, which is about where we were when we closed. We closed at 68.27 on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So it's right about where it was when the market closed on Friday by a few points. Are you back home?
Yeah, I'm back. And I'm
Yeah,
grateful
you have
to
a
be
good time?
back because you know, some
Did you
people are
have a
stuck
good
in the
time?
airport. Yeah. Some people stuck in the airport with this cold, you know, Tanya, I don't know
Is it
how
a
you do
yes?
it.
Because your mic must have closed.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
It is freezing. It is
Yes.
freezing.
I woke up this morning and
Oh.
it said 4 degrees in Chicago, and I said, oh my God. Oh my God. I said, they're missing some other digits. Why is it only 4?
Then look, when I went outside today, I said, excuse my language. Oh, it's cold. Oh, stickity is cold. And I did not say stickity.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I said, dang.
Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Yep.
And we still have to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not going to let us go home. Stay home, no matter how old it is.
Yeah.
Somebody got to make the donuts.
Yeah, somebody got to don't get to ride the train. Maybe it'll be a little warm. Oh.
Yeah. And I didn't get a chance to meet up with Nicholas. It's so crazy. I think we were literally within the same vicinity, but the timing just didn't
Didn't work
out.
out. Okay.
So no stories to
Okay.
tell there.
No stories. All right. Anybody got any questions? Más preguntas.
Where's ES?
What are you going to see? ES? Okay. I think did our nomenclature switch up? No, it looked about the same. It's only 5 points away.
Okay.
Yep. It's at 68.36. Well, good people, we're gonna come again in the morning, and I'll be on at 8:30 as usual. I'm on break until the first part of the year. I go back to class. I go back into school maybe the 7th, that Monday, that Wednesday. I think I go back then. I've got to grade some more papers. I need to go check to make sure that that my grades aren't due tomorrow, that they're due on Tuesday. Not tomorrow, because if they do tomorrow, your girl got to work hard. I got 2 more classes of tests to grade. And I'll be on in the morning at 8:30. And we'll do what we do tomorrow. And yep, there's all of that.
Are there going to be any weekly trains?
I may pull out some in the morning. I did look a little bit on Friday in the 3:30-ish window, but I did not have the mental bandwidth to do much. I didn't place any. I did not have the brain power to go get none. I looked, but I could not put the pieces together. I had whipped myself. I had whipped my emotions. I was spent. I was spent. I was whatever the word is. I was out. I had tapped out by the time I got to 4 o'clock or got to 3:30. I was spent. So I didn't get any, but we will have some because I'm sure there will be some. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, y'all. I'm gonna let this do its did you put out this week's trade yet? Or no, I didn't put any out yet. I'll put some out in the morning. Let me see. Elite Trader said this week's trading plan for SPX. What did he say? He said the bullish trading plan is Above 6,900 calls, under 6,800 puts. I'll send it to y'all. He put it on Twitter. Above 6,900, go with calls. Below 6,800, go with puts. Or the other way around. We already do something different, but y'all think SPX ready to go to 7,000? You think it's ready to push to 7,000?
They don't act like
Not yeah. I think at this point we waiting for the Christmas rally.
Yeah, come on and rally. Come on, rally, run. Rally, run.
I want to say also, what is gonna be so the November data is not gonna come out till January 30th, right? Is that what I
I
saw?
think somebody said that. Yeah, I saw that
Okay.
somewhere.
Okay. So yeah, that's also telling, and it's not telling, but it's telling that, you know. So, I think if they don't push to extend these Obamacare cuts, ACA cuts, yeah, we might see some dipping if they don't try to push for it before the end of the year. Because if you're not a part of it already, you already seen the spike, you already seen the increase. And it's already cold. Winter is not officially started yet. Winter starts the 21st. Winter been pushing its way in for the last 2 weeks. So
Yeah.
bills are going up. Energy bills is going up. It's yeah. So we gotta see. We gotta see. And then of course Friday is our favorite day of the week.
Oh, yeah, I meant to mention that on the call today when I was on YouTube that OPEX is Friday. I'll make sure I mention it when I get on tomorrow. OPEX is Friday.
That's what we do. We ain't learned the lesson yet, but that's what we do.
No,
thinking that we gotta learn the lesson.
no. Speak life over us.
She does.
Speak
She
life over us.
does.
Speak life over us.
Yes. Your stiff-necked people have not learned the lesson yet.
So funny. We're gonna do right.
Right,
gonna
in
do right.
2026. In 2026.
No, we do it right today.
Right. Might as well finish the year. Might as well finish the year.
Oh my goodness, we do it right. We gonna do right. We promise.
We might as well finish the year. Don't switch up in the 11th inning.
Don't switch up in the 11th hour.
So,
Lillian said no trades on Friday.
yeah. Or go light. Or
definitely go light.
Yeah. And you know we can't stay out, so we try to go light. Some things don't change. I don't care what state you in. Some things don't change.
We're gonna do right. We're gonna do right.
But you killing the game. What you had? Close to 10,000? No, you had 18,000.
Yeah, for them 3 days.
Woo! Big dog.
18,000 with all the people.
Big dog. Come on now. Black
And
woman.
everybody's not
Black
trading
woman
yet.
copy
Some
trading?
people,
Come on now.
some people haven't even started copy trading yet because their money hadn't settled.
Right. Yeah. I may join the bandwagon next year, but yeah, you're right. You're right.
Do y'all know there was somebody who called Peakbot and said they wanted to copy, they wanted 20 units.
Oh, of
my
your
God.
trades? Of your trades?
Yes.
Wow. Some
20 units, which means I place one trade.
Some people got money, honey.
20
They
trades.
got money, honey.
20. And they were like, I think they pushed back. They were like, we didn't plan on doing it. And the person was adamant. So they finally were like, okay. Have it your way, sir. The customer's always right.
Come on now. That's belief in you too, coach.
Yes. And then I asked, I asked
Hey,
about who the person was, and I don't think I've ever engaged with this person
come on.
at all.
Well, your reputation is speaking for itself.
But
Yeah,
see,
they've been watching you.
That's it.
that had to
Mhm.
be Miss Marsha, because I was like, I've never engaged with this individual. I don't think I've ever held a conversation with
Mhm.
him.
You don't
Never.
have to. You don't have to. You don't have to.
Never. And I was like, so it's kind of, it was on one hand, it was like, oh wow. On the other hand, it was like, oh
Oh,
wow.
wow. Yeah.
I was going to ask you, how did that make you
Person.
feel?
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that a
So
member?
they're not.
Okay.
They're not. So this is not somebody I've engaged with at all.
That's all
Mm.
right.
Mm.
That's all right.
So it was like, okay, so I had to have this talk with my husband because he's the one, because of course every emotion I go through, he gets to feel all of it, right? So he's having to help me navigate, but he's like, okay. I said, but what about if it doesn't go right? That's that person has lost 20 times the amount of money that I've lost. And he said, that ain't your problem.
Now that is true. That speak life. That's exactly Mr. Pinkleton. That is correct.
He said, that ain't your problem. I was like,
Somebody told
but
him
he was
to
like, it's
20.
not.
That's right. That's right.
That ain't your problem. He said, you're trading your money.
That's right.
You're trading your money. And he said, if you lose, you've lost your money. He said, you can't let the weight of all the people who are doing, you can't carry that because because then you won't remember that you're trading your money, and you'll be making decisions for all the people and not just making decisions for you. You need to make proper trading decisions.
Correct.
And I was like, yeah, but, and he's like, no buts.
When
Yeah.
we fix it, we make sure it's fixed.
Right.
So that's the way. Am I supposed to listen or you want me to fix it?
Right. Well, thank you, Pastor Will.
That's what we do.
That's what we do. He's like, okay, am I helping you fix it? I'm just here to listen. So yeah, and he was like, nope, you're trading your money, and if somebody decides they want to be in for 1, for 2, for 20, that's a decision each person gets to make. But they're just saying they want to trade what you trade, and you have to just trade what you would trade.
So at 20 units, that's how much a month they're paying. That's 20,000? No way. 2,000?
That's 2,000.
Wow.
Oh, you mean verse 100? Is that what you're saying? 2000 verse 100? Gotcha.
So they got to pay for the subscription.
Here's the thing though. If they got 20 units for this, they got 20 units for other stuff. So they got big money. They just got big money. Now the only time that really somewhat matters is, when we like to get into the numbers and stuff like that. If them being a part of it is a significant chunk of your 98 or 18, then but yeah, at this point they got money. It's all good.
Yeah, now it wasn't, because that wasn't even, I mean, they added on at the end of the week. So no, that wasn't. No. So it's okay. It just was like you said, I was like, wow. It was like you said, wow and wow.
So if I could add, because now you got me thinking stats. When you made over what was it? The threshold, you had over 150 people join. Is that is that a people thing or is that a contract thing?
So at that time it was people, but now some of these same people are multiple units.
Okay.
So after a day, because first day we made like $40. I made $40 that day. The next day I believe we made 60. And then Friday we made 75, where there are people who are like, well, $40, $50, 75 is fine. But some people are like, I want more than that. So they've added units.
That's right.
So they've added, there are people who are there who have now added on units. So then now it's just adding, the people who are there are adding in the numbers, adding in more numbers.
All right, well, you need to also know the math with that too. All right.
Yeah.
Because that's another milestone we get to celebrate. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
what's up.
yeah,
That's what's
yeah,
up. It's
yeah,
people
yeah.
and contracts. Hello. Come
Yeah.
on, black woman. Come on, AP.
I'm just like, Lord, keep me, because the first 2 nights, I promise y'all, I did not sleep
You
very
didn't
well
sleep.
at all. I slept, and then I finally on Thursday night, I was like, I literally prayed before I went. Well, I prayed before I go to sleep every night, but I prayed Thursday night. I was like, Lord, I need to rest. Process. I cannot process this through the night. I have this. This cannot like bombard my thoughts. I've got to be able to rest. I just need to be able to know I'm just gonna trade and do what I do. So Thursday night I rested well. I rested well Thursday. I woke up fine on Friday. I woke up. I prayed on Friday. I felt a peace about Friday. So when Friday started off and ended up, and I felt comfortable when I entered that trade. Even I was like, I didn't feel like I was like overreaching when I entered the trade either. I didn't feel like, you shooting, I didn't feel none of that. So I was like, I didn't think I was like overreaching or nothing. I felt comfortable with what was happening. Right. So then when it fell and went all ballistic, I was like, okay, God, like I rested well last night. I woke up. I had a really good prayer this morning. I feel peace. I feel all the things. What is happening? But I knew it pushed me to put some more guidelines in place for trading that account. So that was a plus that needed to happen. That happened on, day one. So I'll take it. And it recovered and it did what it was supposed to do. And I think it also allowed the people who were following copy trading to see that this isn't just that it ain't just a walk in the park. I put a note inside of the copy trading telegram like, this is passive for you, but it is active for me. So while y'all just, you chilling and you just going to be able to receive the profits or whatever, just know that this is an active process for me. So it's passive for you, but it's not for me. So while you're doing whatever you're doing, say a prayer for your girl. Be like, okay, Lord, continue to watch over her mind while we continue to trade. So just know that somebody's doing something. This is not a machine. I'm not a machine. Somebody is doing this, right? So that was the thing. But I wanted to make sure that all this. So I was like, okay, Lord. So it was all the pieces. It was good for me that I was afflicted on day one. So it put us some guidelines in place and also just helped me to navigate too.
So Matthew 25:23 says, his Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of the Lord. Take that last part, enter thou into the joy of the Lord. I need you to have restful and peaceful sleep. We need you to have a peaceful, I don't need you to be restless, but you've done the things. You've been faithful over the few.
Yeah.
You've been faithful over the few.
Hallelujah.
Okay. And so
amen.
This abundant. It's abundant. It ain't even 2026. A month ain't even started yet. Hello. It ain't even been a month. It ain't even been a month. When God's in it, the multiplication is like, bing, bing, bing. It hasn't been a month.
Come on now.
Come on.
Bless his name.
I just came from church. Don't play with me. Hallelujah.
And I was out this morning on my prayer walk too, y'all. I was in the snow. I couldn't help it. I had to go talk with Jesus. So I got you.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it for you, AP. I love it for you.
Right.
Thank you.
Amen. Amen.
You help a lot of people. You're doing it. Listen, I was so blessed last week. Like the strategies from last Sunday, I did well. I was like, okay, this will work.
This will work. Till Friday, we're like, wait.
Listen, I'm trade what you see.
Yeah.
So I
Listen, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. When you first put out for the copy trading, they had like 50 slots or whatever. Were they overwhelmed and surprised at how many people actually wanted to follow you?
Yes.
Ain't God good?
Yeah. They said that we would have been excited for 50. They would have been excited for 50. And then it was 150. And they were like, oh my goodness. And they hadn't even started promoting it to their own people. These were 150 people who came about just by me promoting it to the people that I knew through Facebook and my email and whatever and Twitter, and they were like, we hadn't even started promoting it they hadn't started promoting it for us yet. This was all promotion from me.
You see
And
that
I'm gonna
anointing
say
on that
this,
already?
right. And I'm gonna say this, that's not even all, because I know there are people like me who want and plan to do the copy trading. We just waiting on the account to funds.
Right.
So that's not all. It's more.
Yeah.
I signed up for a second unit this weekend. I don't even have money in it yet, but I'm like, you know what? When it comes,
Give
it
me
comes.
2.
Yes. Give me 2, please.
2, please. I'll take 2, please. Yeah.
Amen.
They have to run another special, Alyssa.
I know. I'm waiting for the Christmas special. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I got my Trivia account open, but at our house here, the water pressure went low, right? So the water department came out, so I got to get a new water line. So they got to dig up my front. So
Oh my.
so it's all good. We do have water. I need the next Pete Bach copy trade. Listen, $99.99 special. Because I'm like I spend the money But one good thing was that I sold some stock to get the money for the down payment to get this stuff done.
Okay. Yeah.
But my heart was there. I was like, oh man, you know what? So
Yeah.
they need to reward you and your people. I don't know, Valentine's Day or New Year's or something. Get my money together for put it more in Tradia, and so more people can come in.
Yeah, let's do it. I'll talk to them about running another special Christmas time. That would be a good thing to let some people in right around end of the year. Because end of the year, first of the year, people be ready to get started on new stuff.
Yeah.
That'll be a good, maybe a New Year's special, something like that.
And when you hit the 300, don't you hit the 300 threshold, you know what I'm saying? Then you get 30 off, you know what I'm saying?
I told y'all what he said when he said when you get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll have to talk about what we're gonna do next. I was like, well, speak 1,000 over my life.
There you go. And at this rate, you might exceed April. I called April, but at this rate, you might exceed
1,000 over my life. Yes.
Just saying. But you've been faithful over a few.
Thank you for that, Janae. I appreciate that, because I definitely was faithful in the trenches when it was just me and a few of y'all for free.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Well done, AP. Well done.
Well, all righty. Y'all have filled up my cup for the night.
All right. Lord, we pray for sweet slumber.
Yes. After a couple nights of restless toss and turn, I was like, okay, Lord, we gonna have to fix this. And then I had a good sleep on Thursday night. I didn't have any. It was a good rest, so I figured it would settle, because it's not. And my husband had to remind me, you're doing what you've been doing. Quit acting like this is new. The only new thing is there's people who can see what you're doing immediately. He was like, you've been doing you're doing what you've been doing. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
So I have to just know and reminded me that you're trading your money. Anybody who decides they're following, that was a decision that they made. And though there's people's money on the line, you're trading your money. They made the decision to trade theirs with you. So you just got to trade your money. I'm like, okay. I got it. So that's where we are.
Amen.
Okay, y'all. I will see y'all in the morning. And
you had me.
You heard Tanya on Friday. On Friday talking about you was gonna come on and tell me I was murdering the hits, but I said I sang that one well.
You had me with fake, because true story, real quick. I've been wanting to get back my Alexander O'Neal greatest hits, and I let my Amazon Prime thing end on Friday. But this whole week I've been looking, because I didn't want to pay $20 for it. I still don't. But
yeah,
so you did fake. I said, oh my God. I said, I want my Alexander O'Neal CD. Girl, I was loving that. I was loving that. You ain't even know. You ain't even know. I've been singing. Been wanting that CD.
Oh goodness.
So yeah, no, you that Friday's Club was good. Friday's Club was good. Yeah, nah.
Good. All right. I am gonna see y'all in the morning, okay?
Peace.
All
Thanks,
right.
Coach. Bye,
Goodbye,
everyone.
everybody. Bye bye. Y'all.
Good night.